The hearing on the Lodha committee recommendations resumes today in the Supreme Court following the apex court reiterated that the board is giving away to corrupt practices and has become a mutually beneficial society. After stringent recommendations from the Lodha committee, BCCI has pleaded before the Supreme Court for some leeway. However, the BCCI drew the ire of the Supreme Court when it failed to explain the rationale behind the disbursement of funds. The Lodha committee had made a series of recommendations such as age and tenure of members, cooling off period between successive terms for top officials, suggested ministers and government servants. No politicians at the head of body have been opposed by the board. And one state, one vote policy, no advertisement during breaks in the match. The BCCI had filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court on the 1st of March saying it would be difficult to implement the sweeping reforms proposed by the Lodha panel. Now, the BCCI is opposed to the one-member, one-state policy and many other recommendations made by the Lodha committee, especially the one pertaining to no advertisement during live cricket matches. But staying with cricket, the 9th edition of the IPL is almost upon us and the teams are ready to show off their talent on the Indian stage. Our consulting editor sports Boria Majumdar spoke exclusively to Pune Super Giants players ahead of their marquee tournament. Take a look.
Clearly one of the most exciting teams in this year's IPL, the rising Pune Super Giants, all set to make their IPL debut. People are talking about the strength of the team, and to decode all of that, to deconstruct their first campaign, I'm joined by three rising Pune Super Giant integral members, Coach Stephen Fleming, Ishant Sharma and Kevin Peterson. Kevin, if I can ask you before I go to Ishant, you've played 2020 cricket in all parts of the world. What is it about the IPL that sort of makes it so special, especially in India, also in all other parts of the world as a brand?
Well, I just think how long the brand has been going here and how fantastic the Indian public support the IPL. And for players, you want to perform in front of big stadiums, in front of a lot of people. And when you get the buzz and the excitement of coming to India and playing in front of crowds which are you're sitting at 50, 60, 70,000 occasionally in some venues, it gives you that buzz to really want to get up and go and play. And the IPL is the second string to that, is the ability to mix with different players, to make friendships from other teams.
So I was having a chat with Dwayne Bravo the other day, and he actually said even within the Caribbean islands, Jamaica, Barbados or Trinidad, we had our differences. But now when I share the same dressing room with a Dwayne Smith or a Pollard, even that has improved. I mean, generally you don't understand that.
It's incredible. I remember being in an England team and being in a strategy meeting about certain players and say, right, we've got to go at this player, we've got to get in his bubble. I'm going, I'll play with this guy in the IPL. I don't think I can go at him. I can't stand there and have a go at him on the field because he's my teammate. For the last 3 or 4 years he's been my teammate. But actually what it does on the flip side of that is it actually makes your confrontation and your battle a lot greater. So I've had some of my toughest games playing against my mates, because at the end of the day you don't want your mate to send you a message or to speak to you or ring you after the game and go, mate, I've done you there, you got hammered, you got this. So you want to have that one over your mate all the time. So it makes competition a lot fiercer, but I think the verbal barrage, the abuse on the field and taking the mickey out of each other on the field, the sledging, if you call it, I mean, that could be a thing of the past, because there's so many friendships that evolve now. I mean, it'll be hard for me spending 6 weeks if I had to play in a test match in the summer in England, for instance, and him start abusing me and starting. I mean, it
doesn't happen.
It's hard. It's very rare that you see teammates having each other.
Alright, we're getting news that after getting DNA samples, or rather giving the DNA samples of the 4 Pakistani terrorists killed in the Pathankot airbase attack, India is now contemplating disposing of the dead bodies lying.
There's the hair. But then I decided to use the public transport. And now I feel I look like Natha. But don't you worry, the show looks fantastic.